We are live. We're live in the Facebook group with Tracy and Susanne, and this is the Because Life Can't Wait Telesummit. And I am so excited to be here and to have you guys with us viewing in the group live, to have Susanne and Tracy here. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So before... Are we on a little bit of a lag, or are we good? Let me hear from you just for a second so I can double check.
I think we're fine.
Tracy, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Good. Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. All right. So I just want to let everybody know how I know you guys. So this is like a celebration of the laptop lifestyle, and I've invited, so many people that I know who are living this lifestyle, but also you guys, I've known you both for so long, many years ago, and I've seen you guys grow your business. I've grown mine as you've grown yours. I quit my job 10 years ago today, and it's been so cool to have like just this group of people that I met so long ago that I still know, and then I get to connect with and get to invite to something like this so you can share what you're doing to help people grow their businesses and live this lifestyle that I know we all appreciate so much. So before I ask you guys to just share about your business and intro yourselves, I just wanted to invite anyone who's here attending now to share this event. You can actually share the video, so you can go ahead and share the video, but make sure you use #LaptopLifer, and that will let me know that you've shared it. And I actually need to draw from Mondays. I'm going to give away a 3-month membership for Monday, and as well as for today, for people who are sharing with the hashtag. So go ahead and do that, because we'd love to see lots of people in the live. I'm going to tell Susanne and Tracy what's going on, because they're not in the Facebook group, but I'm monitoring it, and there are people giving us likes and hearts and stuff like that. So we do have people viewing and getting the feed, which is awesome. So I'd love to hear from you guys. So hopefully, if all goes well, because it's the first 3-person session, all goes well as you speak, your face will pop up and everybody will get to say hi, and you'll be introed that way. So there we go.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for having us. I couldn't believe that it's been 10 years. I was like, there's no way Angela's been doing this for 10 years. I haven't been doing this for 10 years. So I did the math. I've been doing it for about 14 years. So time flies when you're having fun. And I think we've all done so many different projects, and we've seen each other grow. And Tracy and I connected through some of the same channels where we know each other from, and finally combined forces for good. What was it, 1.5 years ago? And really figured out our area of expertise, what we're good at, what we love to do, and that's creating and marketing PLR content. And we do that over at piggymakesbank.com. Tracy, do you have something you want to add?
Awesome.
Just that, yeah, it's looking at how far that Angela's come and how far that we've come, because you look back and you go, no way, that just happened like last week, and it's been 10 years. It's just great to see how everybody's grown, and it's fun. And congratulations on 10 years, Angela.
Thank you. And you guys, it's only been 1.5 years. Your partnership just seems so natural. It feels like it's been a lot longer than that. So you guys have been doing an awesome job, and I'm so happy to like share what you're doing. And with I share Piggy Makes Bank with my people when they need PLR that relates to what you're doing. So all right. So what we are going to do today is talk about PLR. If anybody doesn't know what it is, do you guys want to kind of explain a little bit about PLR before we start talking about it in terms of how to use it and what you do with it?
Sure, I think that's a great place to start. It's basically pre-written content that you can claim as your own. You can edit it, you can change it, you can repurpose it, use it multiple times, and just continue to do everything you need to do with it to keep that content flowing and keep engaging your readers, reaching out to a new audience. And it's just a great tool to help you in your content business.
Yeah, and a lot of people who buy PLR, they, right? Like you're using your own content, you're using PLR, you're using it for all kinds of. I think what happened last time I did this, and I reshared it. Well, I know what happened last time I did this. I shared it again. Are you seeing it, Tracy, or has it stopped for you? Do you know?
I couldn't hear any of that.
No. You're not hearing me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, shoot. I think our live may have stopped. Or is it going for you? Do you either of you see it going still?
Let me look. I'll tell you real fast.
Up
Let
on
me
here,
see.
it still says live on Facebook.
Now.
It still says live? All right, all right. Let me ask the group just to double check so that we're still broadcasting to them.
Yeah, it looks like it's going.
Okay, so it might have just stopped for me. Oh, Eleanor says she's still here. Okay, perfect, perfect. I want to make sure we're still going. So I'll let it go from this point forward. I won't keep double checking. But all right, let's get back on track. I just want to give people more, like a little bit of an idea of who would use it. Is it someone who is only creating their own content, or you're using it in a mix? Just so people have a really good idea for anyone who's not familiar with it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of that question.
Who would be an ideal kind of person to use PLR?
You know, my first response would be anybody, but really, you know, the web these days is so content driven. You hear about content everywhere, and you have to have a way for people to find you. So if you do any type of content marketing, PLR can be a great addition to that, and we'll talk a little bit later on about how it can benefit from you. But really, anybody who's blogging, who's creating a content website, who's sharing a lot on social media, who's going out there and actively trying to reach new customers, new website visitors, new subscribers to their email list can greatly benefit from PLR.
Yeah, and it's been a huge part of this event so far. There's been so much talk about content. Like almost everybody has been talking about content. So it's just like completely, you need a lot of it, and good quality stuff. So exactly what you said.
You do, and it can get really overwhelming really quick.
I think the points you don't want content. Oh, shoot. Let's start with that. Can you hear me okay still? One of the points.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a lag now. It keeps cutting in and out.
Oh shoot! I think somewhere with the connection, maybe. I'm not sure what's going on, but oh well. We'll just keep going, and hopefully it'll keep okay. Let me know if anything you can't hear. So one of the points we had on the session was using PLR as a tool, just like your autoresponder or shopping cart, to leverage assets and serve your audience. So I definitely want to make sure we cover that and we talk about that. And I love how you put that, because it's something I definitely use. Like I have like even VIP PLR membership at a certain site, and I buy a lot of PLR, but then I often just kind of use it for a specific project, or I use it for a period of time and then don't use it anymore for quite a while. So I like what this says, and I'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah, I think that whole idea and thought came out of conversations I've had, that some people have the feeling that PLR has a bad rap. It feels like you're cheating, or you're not putting forth your unique voice in doing all the work yourself. And really, I think that's not the best and most productive way to look at it. I like to look at PLR as a tool, and I've used PLR for as long as it's been around in my own business, and used it in a way that was ethical and added a lot of value for my readers, my subscribers, and my customers. And in the end, that's what it boils down to. You know, you're never gonna second guess yourself and feel like you're cheating if you're using an autoresponder service to send an email out to a whole bunch of people, as opposed to going in there and emailing your readers one-on-one. The same with a shopping cart. You know, you don't feel bad about using tools like that. So you shouldn't feel bad about using PLR either. It's just another tool. It can be used in a spammy way, just like email can be used in a spammy way, but it can also be used in a way that adds a lot of value, and that's where we like to step in. That's why we love to provide PLR. And that's where we put a lot of the focus on the training and education that we do along with the PLR that we provide. So it just helps you get more done. You know, that's what it boils down to. It helps you get more content out there, but it also helps you focus on the really important stuff. Because writing a lot of blog posts, writing a lot of emails, creating new opt-ins, creating the bulk of your information products, you know, all of that takes a lot of time and energy. And let's use a great piece of content as an article or a blog post, for example. You know, you spend the time writing it, creating it, getting the information on the page, and then you have to shift focus and get put on your marketing hat and focus on, you know, what message do you really want to get across? What target audience do you really want to hit? What do you want your call to action to be? In other words, what do you want them to do next? So there's a lot of time and mental energy that goes into that, and making that switch back and forth from writer to marketer. So why not start with some pre-written content so that you can focus on the important stuff and your real job, which is to go out there and market and educate your target audience, your people, your tribe.
True, because a lot of people, you know, are feeling kind of almost like they're finished, or they're just tired by the time they're done writing the content and don't put as much effort into the marketing part of it. But that's where you get, you know, all the traction, where you get the social shares if it's going to go, you know, further out, and you absolutely need to be putting the effort in there. And that, using it as a tool, I have to admit, like I've struggled with that thought as well. Like it feels like it's not written from me, you know, is it, you know, will people notice? But of course you're taking it and you're making it your own as well, right? Like you can always do that. Yeah,
exactly. That's the most important part. You know, I still buy PLR, other people's PLR, and use it, but I hardly ever use it exactly as is. I always go in there and I make it my own, and I make sure it serves my purpose and it speaks to my target audience. And it doesn't take a long time. You know, it's a lot easier to edit something and change a couple of sentences out and include an example of something that's happened to me or that speaks to my customers and readers than it is to come up with everything from scratch.
Right. Then you also, PLR helps with that blank screen of procrastination, right? You're staring at the blank screen. And so what do? You're like, oh, well, I'll go do something else. So it's a really good tool.
Yeah, that's a great tip, because most of us who buy PLR are going to have a stock of it most of the time. And then we, you know, if you are staring at a blank screen and you remember you have some PLR, you have something that's an immediate, like, starter piece of content for you. And I love that you addressed, again, the other objections about that I would have had and that I would have thought when I was trying to fight use PLR in my own mind. You know, I wanted to use it, but I objected. And that was another one. Was if I'm going to go ahead and edit it, it's probably going to take me just to go ahead and write something from scratch. But I totally agree. I have used whole reports, and it takes me a whole lot less time to use a whole report and add my own personality. And the way it was written, like I would have wrote it anyway. So it was like really good, you know, really matched voice well. So that took me a lot less time than if I was just going to go ahead and start.
And I think you bring up a really good point. You have to start with high quality PLR. You know, if you start with something that's written in a crappy way, it's going to take you way longer to fix it than to start from scratch.
Right. Yeah. And where do we find good quality PLR? That's a good question.
There's so many places. Definitely us here at Piggy Makes Bank. Other great sources that I know you use and recommend are Coach Glue. Alice has some great stuff over at List Magnets and Done For You templates. I know she talked a little bit about PLR content in general. And if you guys haven't checked out that session, I was listening to it last night. That was some great content that goes right along with what we're sharing today. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at that, definitely have a look. And I think Nicole from Coach Glue is going to be speaking later today. So definitely check that out as well. And then Kelly, who's also speaking from White Label Perks, is another great source.
Yeah, and when I say I've used good quality PLR, those are basically all the places I get my PLR from. So because I know you guys, I know you do great quality stuff. I know we've known each other for so long. We've learned along the same lines. We have kind of the same philosophies on business, and so it makes it nice and easy to transition that into my market because that's what you need to find. You need to find the kind of businesses, and I'm assuming the people listening here today, are taking the time to listen to us. They do have sort of similar philosophies, ideas about business, and that would make a great fit as well. So awesome. We are getting some comments. So let me check a couple just so we can get a little bit interactive. We're not like a Q&A session here, but comments about PR being much easier to start with and add your own voice to it and make it yours. Melissa was saying and Linda was agreeing, and we've got people giving hearts and likes. If you feel like you're getting some good info, keep doing that so that other people can see and we can get the live going a little bit more. And there's a couple of questions, but I think we'll leave those, and if you guys get a chance to kind of pop in, you can answer them in the second.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have time to kind of go through all of them. Yeah, and so we're getting a little bit more interaction on this, and I think that because we're talking specifically about PLR, and some people are new to that whole concept, or they have had questions like I would have had before, and so that's great that people should have them. Feel free, because one of the three of us will certainly belong to answer those in a little bit. But for now, I really appreciate you guys being interactive and being interested in this topic, because that's what it's all about. It's about sharing that info and helping you guys build your business. So the third point, or the second point that you guys had mentioned you wanted to share today, kind of commend a lot of the benefits of PLR that address this. I'll just read it out so that everybody knows. Following along what we promised to deliver on this session. And you said save time, effort, and money to grow engagement and traffic with PLR.
Yeah, I think we
expand on
touched.
that?
Sure, we touched on it a little bit already, but we all just have so many hours to work on our business, and you gotta kind of figure out where you want to put your focus on. And PLR can save you a lot of time, just like we talked about, by having the content ideas and things already there, so you have a starting point and a head start. You can just tweak it and use it to market. I also love it because it forces me to get a certain amount of stuff done. So let me use our 30-day challenges as an example. We do a lot of article packs and just started a membership site, a membership component based on 30 PLR articles and 30 emails every month. So once you have one of those packs, it's a lot easier to get motivated and get in the habit of getting that daily blog post and email out there. And that can create a lot of engagement with your readers. So in other words, as you go out there and communicate with them more often and more regularly, specifically in an engaging way, like a challenge where you invite them to join along and do something with you, it just grows that connection. And I'm sure y'all have heard that People have to know, like, and trust you before they spend any money with you. And, you know, to be blunt, that's why we're doing this. You know, for most of us, blogging is a creative outlet and hobby. It's how we want to make our living and create the lifestyle that we want for ourselves and our family. So making money is definitely a part of that. So you have to go out there and find your tribe, find your audience, find your subscriber base, your readership, and your customer base. And using PLR to get that content and engagement going is a great way to start. And so there's the time-saving aspect. And as far as the money-saving, you know, of course you could hire a writer. I've worked for years as a ghostwriter, and I know a lot of other people have too, but it's a lot more expensive than starting with PLR. And even with a ghostwriter, until you have that really close relationship established, you're going to be going through and editing, changing, and tweaking what they write. So there's a lot of value there, and we talked about the engagement.
Yeah, and I love that about the challenge, like the monthly challenge PLR that you have available. It's definitely engagement. You know, you're getting people, you're giving them an activity to pursue. One of the things, another objection I thought of as you were talking about this, that, you know, a lot of people will have, and again, this one I wasn't so worried about because I understand how, I mean, everybody understands how big the internet is, but I wasn't concerned about other people having the same content as me. That was not really a concern for me, but I know it can be a concern for some people. But I love how you even, like, on the, and I'll link to it, the page for your challenge package, like the monthly challenge that you offer as PLR, so people can use it and then they can run a challenge. But you put on the page like so many different ways people could use it. So even if there's like 100 people buying it, there's so many different ways. Like you said, it could be a blog post, a daily blog post challenge, it could be a daily email, it could be in a Facebook group. Like there's so many ways they can make a report. Even if lots of people have it, they'd be putting spin on it in different ways. I love that how you put all that right on the page so that people could see there's a lot of variety in how you can use it.
Absolutely. And I am willing to bet that every single one of you watching this right now has consumed some PLR content and has no idea that the person who put themselves as the author didn't write all of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we read so much.
Right. And, you know, you and I could take the same PLR pack and tweak it for some content on our website and come up with completely different pieces of content, formats of content, because you can use it in so many different forms. You know, you can start with the basics and just use it to get a head start on your blog content. You can take just a little excerpt from a PLR article and have that spark an idea for a blog post. You can combine a couple of articles and turn it into one long blog post. You can take a whole pack of 10 articles and create a new opt-in. You can create video content. You can create audio content. You can combine multiple PLR packs from different sellers and create one big information product, a big ebook, a big training course. You know, it's great for membership sites. It's great if you want to go into coaching. So you could take like one of our challenges and make that a group coaching event. That's a paid product for you or a free product to again grow your readership and build engagement. So there's so much you can do and so many different spins and tweaks you can have on your PLR content. So many options, yes.
So April has linked to a bunch of this, so I just wanted to say thank you so much, April, for doing that. Piggy Makes Bank and list magnets and white label perks. So we've got people know where to go. There was the final thing that you had wanted to share with everybody today was PLR can help you create awesome opt-in and makes product and snap, which you also kind of touched on as well, because you just mentioned like putting together bigger products. But anything else to add, especially the opt-ins, and I actually have some experience doing that as well, and it worked really well.
Sure. I would say start with the basics. If this whole idea of PLR intimidates you, start with something that's already a short report. and use that as your new opt-in. Change out the pictures, change out the fonts, add your own about the author page, your own resources page, your own links in there, and you can create a new opt-in within 30 minutes or less. But I also would encourage you to think outside the box. You can change the format like we talked about. You can combine different types of products. So just have fun with it, get creative. And I think it's also important to realize that you can use PLR multiple times. This is not a one-use disposable product. So feel free to use excerpts or on your blog and then compile a bunch of it into an ebook and then use that as the basis for a membership site or a coaching program. See how many times you can recycle and repurpose it. And I think the most important part is to always start with good quality PLR and then make it better. Make it speak to your audience, give it your unique voice, insert your personality, and just make it work better for your readers, subscribers, and customers.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally agree. I actually did that for an opt-in, and it worked out really well. And I had a vision board opt-in, and then I made it into a little bit of I did a webinar on it, and I had a Facebook group, so I got creative with it, and it made it completely unique to me. But it was an opt-in for that stuff, and an opt-in after the webinar recording of it, so it allowed me to just keep growing my list. So yeah, I've used that in action, and just getting a little creative, as you said, is it just made it completely unique. I think that it's about vision boards that you have like in front of you, but I just tweaked it enough so I talked about digital more, so it was more unique to me. So if anyone was using it, it wouldn't even look the same anyway. So it's
excellent.
There's a lot to do with it, a lot to do with PLR, and I appreciate all the tips and advice you're giving us today, because I think that'll get a lot of people started if they haven't started using it, or even, I've used it for years and I'm still like, you've just given me a lot of food for thought to dig back into stuff I have, or start looking at what I can use that I haven't purchased yet. So we shall see.
Excellent.
And there was just wanted to ask you a surprise question, but don't worry, it's not too hard. Everybody gets a surprise question of this their session. And before I ask you that, though, just wanted to ask you if there was anything else you wanted to wrap up with, or you could tell us about the free gift that you have for anyone who is attending or coming along later.
Sure. I'm dropping the link into the comment section. We have 5 or 6, I lost count, free PLR packs, mini packs of 5 articles that we invite you to come and grab one or all, and get a taste of what PLR can do for you and how you can use it. We always welcome emails if you get stuck on we're happy to help you with some ideas of how you can use it real quick. But if they go and go to the link, it's the link, like I said, in the chat box or in the comment section, and grab that, then we'll be communicating with them.
Awesome. That's awesome. And I'll also be adding it like right to the top after I edit this session. It'll be right up at the top. So it'll be in the chat box at the top. And I've got like there'll be to find it and make sure they go connect and grab that for you guys. So the surprise question that I have is, and I've been asking everybody this, why do you love the laptop lifestyle?
Oh, well, it looks like Susanne actually dropped off this time instead of me, but I'm living the laptop lifestyle right this minute. So, you're like, hey, can you come on and do this webinar with us? And we're like, yeah, great. And then I looked at my calendar and realized I was going to be at the beach this week. So I grabbed my laptop, we have an internet connection. I'm sitting right here in front of the Gulf of Mexico. So, it literally allows me to create a business around the lifestyle I want, whether it's coming to the beach with my family on vacation or homeschooling with the kids, or taking, a cruise we did last month. So the business allows me to do whatever I want it to do. And we built it that way on purpose. So I love it.
I love it. Awesome. I love hearing everybody's answers. And thank you so much for still keeping with while you're on vacation, because, it gives us the freedom to do that, also the freedom to say, I don't want to do that. So I appreciate that you did choose to share with us. And yeah, it's amazing that when you can have that kind of freedom. And I love to ask everybody just to hear their different perspective. Basically, the answer is always about freedom, but everybody has, a different take on it. So yeah, that's really cool. And it's like, 3 people, you guys probably didn't notice, we lost Susanne a little bit, and it looks like she'll be back. I'm not really sure. If not, we should probably wrap up. And unfortunately, you don't get to say goodbye to Susanne, but that was the whole thing. Oh, there you are. You're back. Yay.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
I just asked a question. If you want to answer, it was just a surprise question, which is, why do you love the laptop lifestyle?
I love it because of the flexibility. I can work anywhere. I can rearrange my priorities in my day. I can make sure I can be there for my daughter whenever she needs me. We're going to go visit family in Europe this summer, and I can just pack up and go work and have fun wherever, whenever.
Yeah, it's the freedom. I mean, it's the freedom that most of us enjoy, and we all enjoy. I mean, who doesn't enjoy it? So I really, really appreciate you guys, choosing to be here and be part of this event and share this with everybody. And that's a wrap on this whole session. We've shared all the points that we did promise everybody, and I think you gave some great info, and I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you so much, Tracy and Susanne. And everybody, check out their free gift, and make sure that you check out piggymakesbank.com.
Thanks so much for having us.
Bye, guys, and bye, everybody.